This is the Discreet Project Development Update for the week of September 6, 2021. I'm here with lead developer Brandon Kerner. Brandon, it's a pleasure to speak with you again. Tell us what you've been working on.
So we've been busy with getting the blockchain, the actual Discreet repository matured. And the way we're actually doing this is we're pushing a lot of code corresponding to the coin logic and networking stuff currently. So right now, what we've been working on mainly is some of the stuff that's necessary for the core logic and networking tools for the blockchain that we're developing. Mainly what we've done is we've finished most of the stuff necessary for the cryptographic elements. For instance, we've worked on stealth and transparent key generation, which also includes being able to generate Bitcoin-like addresses for the transparent aspect of stuff, as well as the Monero aspect of stuff, which is these stealth addresses, which are dual key addresses. And those have actually been tested and implemented.
Now, what do you mean by tested and implemented?
Yeah, we've been able to generate millions of addresses, improve uniqueness and hardness. It's a good step toward getting a lot of the stuff done necessary for the project.
Well, that sounds great. What else can you tell us has been going on behind the scenes?
Well, in addition to these tests that we've been running, we're also actually just getting the rest of the cryptography stuff done. So if you remember correctly, what we're doing is we're implementing Bulletproofs Plus and Triptych as our range signatures and proofs.
Right. Which
have been implemented and integrated into the main Discreet repository finally. And so we actually have structures both in the cryptographic library as well as the coin logic that we'll be using very soon, which have been tested.
Anything else exciting you're working on?
There is some more exciting stuff we're working on, mainly the stuff necessary for, the core of our network, which is our encrypted peer-to-peer gossip network, which is going to be using mutual unlinkability and anonymity. So we have a lot of tools for that, and our developers have been working very hard to make sure that we're optimized for both speed and security. We're also working on the actual database side of things with regards to storing the data in our network. Well, we're actually going to be using a tool called LMDB, which uses B trees to store data. In addition, we'll make minor optimizations where we can to make sure that we can handle the throughput that we promise with our network in terms of transactions and also blocks. So our developers are hard at work at that.
What can we look forward to in the coming weeks?
So we'll see the completion of a lot of the core logic for the both transaction and block logic, as well as the initial necessary components for testnet to be done in our networking side of stuff. What comes with that is our RPC API, which is going to be stateless. It's going to use 0MQ, and it's going to include a lot of stuff that you love from other blockchains as well.
We're close to starting Q4, and just looking at the roadmap, I wanted to check in and see if all of the items slated for Q3 are complete or near completion.
It's looking like we're going to be on track with everything for the roadmap. Speaking specifically for Discreet Core, it's looking like we're going to have all the cryptographic elements done by the end of Q3. There are very specific things regarding consensus and network encryption, which we'll have to add in future dates, but those aren't specific to the Discreet Core library. As far as transaction capability specification, that'll be coming out later this month, so keep an eye out for that. The implementation of coin logic is already being done right now, and we can expect that to be done by the end of Q3 as well. And going into Q4, it's looking like our development's going to be on time, on track. It's going to be very exciting these coming weeks and months.
That's great. Thank you. So, Brandon, is there anything outside of development that you want to talk about?
There is. Currently, we're working on something called the Decentralized Privacy Research Lab, or DPRL for short, which is our own in-house and soon-to-be public research lab, where people will be able to submit project proposals that we'll be able to review and accept. We've allocated about 10,000 USD worth of crypto funds towards that, and we're excited to see where that leads us.
So that $10,000, is that for research grants, or is it used to fund the research that's currently being undertaken?
Both. So it's going to be given in the form of a grant, and it'll be allocated to fund the necessary components for the research to be done.
Well, that's very exciting. When can we hear more about DPRL?
I'm hoping it's as soon as possible.
Well, that's great to hear. Thanks, Brandon. Keep up the good work, and we'll talk to you again in a few weeks.